No matter what stage of life you're in, you need to take a break. In today's society, break is treated as a privilege. And no wonder we have so many people working as normal adults, but inside they're dysfunctional. They have no idea about what their emotions are about, how to deal with them, and we are constantly um, distracting ourselves with things like alcohol, partying, more and more and more friends, more and more travel, and whatnot. To an extent where people even get married to distract themselves from everything that's going in their life. Now, hustle culture is not new. Do you remember that time when your mom said that this kid, this friend of yours, how did he or she get more marks than you? What happened that you did not get 80%, 90%, 100%, whatever your comparison mode used to be? It is ingrained in our system since then. Now it is nobody's fault because our parents learned it from their parents learned it from their parents. But in the moment, it is our responsibility to really go within and check with ourselves who is really running our life. Is it our free choice in the moment, or is it something that we were told again and again and again in our life? And 99% of the times, it is that voice that was given by somebody else's opinion, mostly our elders, some people we used to look up to, you know. Now, where does rest come into the picture? Why are we talking about resting? Resting is the most important element of a process of manifesting something, creating something bigger than you are. Even athletes, their coaches and trainers will always focus on resting as much as they focus on the whole physical regime. In fact, the last time I remember when I got this learning in a very clear manner was when I had joined a gym in Delhi, and my trainer would really time my rest period as well. But in my head, I was like, no, 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 I want to do more so that I can get results faster. And he would be like, no, between these two sets, you have to take a minimum break of 30 seconds. And while I would be taking a break after 10-15 seconds, I'll be like, let's just like begin the next set. And I remember that moment when he came to me and he asked, for how long did you take the break? And I said, probably around 20 seconds. He was like, you know what? Extend that further. And I really wondered what made him say that, because as a trainer, wouldn't he want me to do more sets so that his client gets faster results? And he perceived something in my body which told him that she needs to take longer rests. And then I learned about this thing that when you are training your body, a lot of the training happens between the sets, or between the practices, when you're actually resting, because that's when your body is recovering and growing. The same exact thing applies to your mind, and your mind is part of your body. And not just the mind, but also your regulation system, your nervous system. Now, in our moments of rest, and we'll get into it in a second what resting can look like. In our moment of rest, the constant thoughts that were going on, that were super fixated on one single point, they get a break. And when you get a break from that voice constantly going in your head, you create more space. And remember this law of space. Space is always filled in with something or the other. Now, from this complete space, you have more awareness, and most of the times you would get incredible ideas in your moment of break. Now, that could be when you're taking a bath, you're cooking, you're walking your dog, or you're just resting and relaxing with your partner. In these moments, the quality of the ideas that you get is so high that you sometimes wonder, if I had thought about it, would my mind would have come up with this idea? I don't know, right? So hence, resting is as important as taking actions. And in fact, I would say resting is more important than taking actions, because you can hustle all you want, but then if you are really working from the space of, I have to get this done, I don't know how this will get done, whether this will get done or not, am I doing enough, how do I know this direction is correct? If you're taking actions from this space, you really need to take a break. So let's get into why. we hate taking a break, because it's so easy for you to listen to such videos and then go back to the same pattern of not allowing yourself any space and just constantly working. The reason why we don't take a break regularly is because we see that as a sign of weakness. We see that as a sign that if I take a break, my momentum will break and I will be left behind, and the probability of me getting what I want will reduce. That's exactly the opposite of what happens when you take an effective break, but we'll get into that in a moment, right? So, really get present with yourself and ask yourself, why am I scared of resting? Why am I scared of not doing? Why am I scared of taking it at a slower pace if I want to, if it is required? And check with yourself what emotions come up. Emotions of anxiety, emotions of I have to control each element of the process so that I can control the outcome, or emotions of doubt. I don't know if I slow down. I think my what I want will also get prolonged and like shoved in the future, and again I won't have something that I want, just like it happened in the past, right? Let all of this come up, because the only purpose of this coming up is for it to be released, so that again we can wash your nervous system, we can wash your insights basically, so that you can choose from a new space, because choosing from a new space always creates new results in a new way, with a new process, with a new pace, your kind of pace. So I love this topic. I love this topic so much. Today I was asking myself, what do I want to create a video on? I had a topic list of probably like more than 100 topics, and I did not pick anything from that, because what was really active in my space was the essence of taking break, because since last 4 days I am in such a different state, a state of complete surrender. And even if I tried to take actions, my nervous system was like, babe, we got to relax, babe. We got to rest. Also, because just before that, I had done some incredible emotional healing, incredible emotional release, something that was in my system since forever. That is one relationship I had never brought up in my healing. And I've been in this healing and inner work and self development space since 12 years, and I hadn't brought that particular relationship up. It used to freak me out whether I'll be able to handle the overwhelm that comes with healing such a difficult relationship and all the abuse and the impact of that abuse on me. And the moment I chose to really now release this, I could do that in a moment. It was one day I knew everything from my system had released from that dark phase of my life. And right after that, what happened was my nervous system completely surrendered. Completely. And one of the reasons is because when you have been in fight or flight mode or alert mode with respect to, in this example, one relationship which is constantly running in your head, and when you let go of that, your nervous system is not holding on to any gears, and it surrenders, and it's learning how to now be when you're not in alert mode the whole time. Now who am I, right? And it required those 4 days for it to be like, okay, this is the new reality. We're safe, we're secure, we're healed of that thing, we're free of that thing, which would constantly live in back of my mind. Whew. And I have so many new inspired ideas, and I'm constantly engaging in my community with this new energy, because the more you grow, the more your people grow, because they get that energy from you, right? The reason why this break for me was very, very, very effective, and I would say, in fact, even life changing, was because I allowed it to happen. I did not question it. I did not think that this is so wrong. I'm such a loser. Why am I resting so much? Why do I need so much rest? I did not do, like 50 hours of work to be, wanting this much rest. I did not question anything. I kept tapping into the present moment. What is required now? What is required now? What is required now? And things were coming in my head that, oh, tomorrow I have this discovery call, I have to be in a different state. And I would tell myself that tomorrow will come tomorrow. In this moment, be present. A lot of times resting and taking a break does not work for people, and it does not give them any result, is because even when they are resting, their mind is not at rest because it's not at peace with the fact that you're taking a rest, and you're constantly thinking of the things that you're missing out on or you should be doing while you're resting. So that is the reason why your break does not give you that fulfilling, restful, fresh energy even when you're done with the break. So hence it's important for you to keep tapping into the present moment so that you can tell yourself, in this moment I'm choosing to take a break. In this moment I'm choosing to take a break. In this moment I have chosen to take a break. So I'm just going to let go of every other thought that's coming to me. And the best thing to do in your break is be present with your thoughts and keep, you see your thoughts as coming to you and going away, coming to you and going away, coming to you and going away, and that's when you're actually cleansing your mind. So a few things that you can do in your break that I also enjoy doing. Now again, it's not a guide to take a break. It's not that sort of video, and I encourage you to not watch videos like that. Do this or do that in your break, because how does someone else know that about you? Nobody knows what is best for you. Only you know if you are able to tap within, right? But a few of the things that I have seen myself enjoy doing or just doing, which relaxes me even further in my break. I used to journal a lot. Now I am not journaling because I've come to a point where I'm able to be present in the moment whenever I want to be, right? It is way powerful for me as compared to journaling, but sometimes I do engage in journaling. So just putting all your thoughts on paper, and whenever something comes up, which is whether it's exciting or it is draining, just put that on paper. Both the things, yes, both the things. And just playing light music and allowing my body to move and dance and just be, that's therapeutic. And I do that every day, just sitting and being. And I live in places which have views like that. So I just sit and look at nature. When I was living with my parents, I would go to a park with a mat or something, or even I would sit on the grass and just look at flowers or look at a dog or look at the sky, right? When I moved to Delhi, I would drive to Lodi Garden and I would just like sit or lay on the grass and just look at the trees, you know. It allows you to be present with the expansiveness of the world, right? Of what all there is available to us, right? So it helps you to step out of that small little box that your thoughts get into, and they just keep fighting with each other. You get out of that instantly and you're able to tap into something much bigger, much expansive. Other than that, I have enjoyed cooking. Sometimes cooking is really not my thing, but sometimes I do enjoy it because I'm able to tap out of my thoughts again in the process of cooking. I've seen people really tap into the beyond because of cooking, while cooking. Then there is yoga, then there is maybe talking to somebody who has a very unbiased energy, a very positive and unbiased energy. Again, check with yourself if that is something that will serve you, and you can always tell them that, hey, this is the space I'm in. Are you willing to just hold space for me? Things like that. The point being that it is only you who knows what you require in the moment. Not your boss, not your mom, dad, sister, spouse, not even your coach. In my coaching, a lot of times I get this question, can you please tell me the answer to my problem? Just once, just once. And I always create a space for them where they get their own answer. And it's so empowering then, because first, you can see them completely shift as a person. And second, they now know and are fully aware that they have something within, the ability to ask a question and get an answer themselves, which they can use again and again and again and again in their life, with the smallest of the problems, with the biggest of the problems. And these are the kind of people who are being relied on by the society, by the community, by their family, by their friends. Because if someone can hold space for themselves, they can hold space for somebody else as well. And it is so empowering to be around such people, So I'll give out some more examples of effective ways of resting in the description. And The intention here is only and only that you allow yourself to take a breather. And it is not a privilege to take a break. You owe this to yourself, you owe this to your nervous system, you owe this to your being, and you owe this to your creative self who creates the best when it keeps resetting into its original state, into a state of zenness, into a state of shunya, into a state of there is space. I am open to new ideas and new creativity, and also see who I am in the moment, right? So I hope you were able to release the taboo around resting, and now you're more encouraged to go and take a nice break and inculcate that in your regular life, everyday life, and it does not need to be complicated. Even 1 minute of complete absolute stillness can be profound for you. This is Yuvika, your mindset coach. If you want more support in your journey of creating a life on your terms, then you can subscribe to my channel, and you can even join my WhatsApp community. It's completely free, and I share some incredible insights in the community based on the questions people ask and based on my own inspired ideas, which mostly come when I'm on a walk. And you can even join our free program. The link is in the description, and we're also coming up with 4 people program. It's called Power Group, and we're going to be working intimately on the biggest of their dreams. The intention is to complete the experience of 2024 with that feeling of evolved self, while we have manifested our wealth goals, our relationship goals, our fitness goals, mental health goals, all of that, anything that is important to you. And it's going to be the most profound way of coaching or receiving guidance that you could ever think. You would feel like you're working with your higher self. Using the 12 years of experience, I'll be holding space for you so that you can really let go of everything that is not serving you and build more on your true values, which always branch out and manifest into more money, more joy, more happy relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, mom, dad being happy with you, etc., etc. So, this is Viveka signing off.